Prince Albert and Henry Cole had great success with the annual educational exhibitions of 1847. The 1848 exhibition at the Royal Society of Art's Small House was even surpassed in its successful attendance in 1849. Cole and Digby Wyatt discussed with Albert the unprecedented size of the French National Exhibition of 1849, which Albert argued, quote, must embrace foreign productions, end of quote. Albert was made chair of a Royal Commission of 1851. Joseph Paxton, Paxton, created a design extending his structural idea employed in the greenhouse at Chatsworth for the Duke of Devonshire. This was derived from the skeletal form of the leaf of the Queen Victoria water lily. It was known as the Victoria regia, the name of the lily, and surrounded by this large glass house. The great crystal palace made of glass and iron that was built The great crystal palace, made of glass and iron, was a prefabricated building that employed 24 4-foot girders that weighed 1 ton each. There were 300,000 glass panes. There was iron weighing 4,500 tons. There were 35 miles of guttering. 2,000 men were used at the site in 6 months before it opened in May the 1st, 1851. It was intended to be 1,851 feet long. It ended up being 3 feet short in the end. It was bigger than the Palace of Versailles. It was 3 times longer than St. Paul's Cathedral in London. It was one half of the exhibition space was given to British exhibits, while each country was allocated space. Entries had to fall into 3 tiered classification. The first one was raw materials for industry. Number 2 was manufactures made from them. Number 3 was art used to adorn them. The fine art was actually excluded. It was found in a final category known as sculpture, models, and plastic art. Each division was overseen by a panel of specialists in that particular area. There was a stained glass gallery, a medieval court, a hall of furs, feathers, and hairs, a moving machinery section. The cutting, drilling, riveting, wire drawing machinery was frequently dressed in historical architectural styles as Gothic or Egyptian. Every conceivable style of decorative art was on view. Prince Albert expressed his idea behind the exhibition in a speech at the Lord Mayor's banquet in November 1850. And this is what he said: "The products of all quarters of the globe are placed at our disposal, and we have only to choose which is the best and cheapest for our purpose, and the powers of production are entrusted to the stimulus of competition and capital. The exhibition of 1851 is to give us a true test and a living picture of the point of development at which the whole of mankind has arrived in this great task, and a new starting point from which all nations will be able to direct their further exertions. Also, the conviction, the second impression on the spectator that they can only be realized in proportion to the help which we are prepared to render each other. Therefore, only peace, love, and ready assistance, not only between individuals but also between nations, must be enhanced." When we look at certain styles of objects exhibited at the Crystal Palace in 1851, we can actually see that there were certain historical styles that were preferred, especially the Renaissance and the Gothic. Bergson Nardis, and Joseph Cranner, Kranner, is a good example of the Gothic, which was displayed at the Crystal Palace exhibition of '51. It was carved by Anton Ritter van Veernkorn and Franz Mahler, Veernkorn and Mahler, Fernkorn and Mahler, Maler. It was manufactured by Karl Leisler and Sons, a prominent Vienna, Austria firm. It was made in 1850. It's about 15 feet 2 inches high, 19 feet wide, and we can see this Leisler bookcase was probably the most important piece of Gothic furniture at the show. It was part of a suite of rooms called the Ladies' Library. Also there were the dining room and a bedroom. It also featured a massive dining room table and a state bed. And I think you can see crockets and finials and tall lancet windows, tracery over the windows, sprockets, spires, and you can also see colonnettes down below, and also on some of the posts. So all of these high Gothic architectural elements are incorporated into this grand piece of furniture. So we move on. We see metalwork in the Renaissance style, and looking at the Renaissance metalwork, Renaissance metalwork. Go back. Here's a good example of Renaissance metalwork produced in Paris in 1851 and also 1855. First off, we see the flask of 1851. This is Parcel Gilt Silver. Fromont Maurice is the maker, Froment-Maurice. And we also see a vase and cover. This is by Marcel Frères, Freres, Marcel Brothers. This is 1851 Parcel Gilt Silver. And then over here we see a tankard. And this is by Frederick Jules Rudolphi. It was made in 1854. Rudolphi is Rudolphi. This is Parcel Gilt Silver set with rubies, ivory inlaid with turquoise. So you can see pierced handlework from the 12th and 13th century, imitating ironwork. Ogival Eastern architectural elements. The shape is of the German Renaissance style. So we can see the Renaissance style of Western and Central Europe here, elegantly shown in these small tableware items in the show of 1851.